welcome everyone to the Foul Play YouTube channel. Open mic number 222. Kind of a weird number, but anyway, here we are. So today we're continuing on with key calls, starting where we left off, November 8th, 2005. And, just looking down this list, get this on screen here. Looking down this list, we got some interesting calls coming up that I can't really explain that I'd like to have explained. Anyway, before we get rolling, I'd like to say hello to Susan and Cherie. Susan, how are you?
I'm good, Jack. Thanks. Finally getting a bit of a cool down here. I'm happy for that. I feel like fall is on the way here, not too pretty coming up shortly. Yay.
Definitely the same here. It's I think we got highs in the 70s this week and lows
Wow.
in the 50s. So it's definitely heading this way. So I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that too. Anyway, thanks for being here. And Cherie, how are you?
I agree. It's a beautiful thing to be heading into fall. I'm good. And hi, everybody. Welcome to Open Mic.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I love fall time of the year. It's I like to see some snow, but it gets pretty cold here. Anyway, interesting. Before we get started, interesting reading with the crew last night. We were just talking before we started. I've suspected it for a long time, just for various reasons. But I really believe that if there was any kind of, and I don't even think it was a large fire, but sizable fire burn. Susan, we were talking. She said that band seat, yeah, it probably went up pretty good. But once it got started, that foam and that fabric, it's not going to take long. Not dandelion fast, but it's going to burn pretty quickly. And if they burn the tower too, some branches, yeah, you can have a little bit of some flames for a short time, but it's not going to last for any length of time.
What?
I think
I have to ask you, what in the heck is dandelion fast?
You ever burned a dandelion?
No.
They will ignite just like that.
I can know that.
Absolutely.
Learn something new every day.
Just, I mean, you put a flame to a dandelion, it'll burn. It just like bam, gone.
Now that seems like that might be something that a serial killer might do as a kid. Burning flowers.
Hey. I'm not even sure how I know that now that I think about it. I've known it since I was a child, though. One of the older mean kids must have showed me.
Yeah.
We got a few mean kids in the area, but I don't even know how I know that. God, now you're gonna make me think about that, Susan. Yeah. A dandelion will ignite and just like boom, gone. It's crazy.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep, that's right. It may be too late in the summer, but if you see one in your yard or anywhere, try it. Put your lighter down there. Yeah, try it. Yeah, it's
or
gone.
Flower.
I know. That's right. But I've just felt like for a long time and suspected that the fire, any fire of any size around that time frame was on the 30th. I think they gathered whatever up, put it in the burn pit, got it going, branches, whatever, sticks, that like I said, that old van seat. I think he said there was an old dresser there that they picked up. And maybe a tire or two. And I think that's the end of it because Brendan was there later in the evening on the 30th. We know that for a fact. All the other people that said Brendan was at home on the 31st around, probably about 8 o'clock at the latest, maybe even sooner than that. So, Anyway,
And at the specific times that, he was on the phone also.
that too. That's another really interesting thing, because he talked about Jody calling and then Steve calling his brother.
Well, and I'm also
Calling
talking about Blaine's boss. I can't think of his name.
Cornelli.
Cornelli. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Unless anybody's got anything else, let's get started. See where we get. We've got well, we still got several to get through. Some of these are going to be a pain in the ass because I'm like that about some of these calls. Because we have no understanding of what is really going on. Y'all ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I think I played this call. I think I intentionally left it here to play again. Jacobs calls jail for. Well, maybe we didn't play this call. I don't remember. Either way, we're going to play it. Jacobs calls for jail for John Dettering looking for Avery visits to Judge Stokowski. So let's give this a listen. This first one, I think this might be more than one call. I can't remember. First one's at 9:47 a.m., morning of the 8th.
I'll finish going through the Averys. Okay. I'll tell them who you are first.
Montauk County Jail.
Hi, Jill?
She's on third floor. Should I?
Oh, no. Who is this?
Johnson.
Oh, okay. My name is, this is Dennis Jacobs calling.
Yes.
I'm going to put you on the phone with a Calumet County investigator. And he's going to ask for some information on visiting with Jody Switkowski or something, Avery's girlfriend.
Yes.
And we just want to know when he was visiting her. So if you can just give him that information.
Yes, he also picked her up today for an appointment.
He picked her up today for an appointment?
Yes, he's out at an appointment right now.
Okay, why don't you give all that information to John? I'm sorry. We're trying to do 16 things.
I know, and I'm actually run a lot of things.
Okay.
Maybe I could just transfer to booking because I think I'll be interrupted.
Okay.
Well,
you want to just call back here?
Jacobs? Okay.
4215.
4215. Okay, I'll look it up and give you the information.
Give it to Dietering.
You want in the last month, the last week? I mean,
just
I can
in
get
the last.
Since the 31st.
Yeah, the week of the 31st.
That would be the last visitation day. Would be the. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Give it all to him.
Okay.
And it's 4215.
Okay.
Thanks.
All righty.
Bye. Jacobs.
This is Jacobs. Looks like we got Mr. Avery here visiting on November 1st.
Okay.
7:06 p.m. and he took her out today for an appointment.
All right. What time is she due back? We should call Tom and tell him that Avery's in town. I do. No, I don't. Call Mark. Here, where is she?
Appointment is at probation and parole. She should be back at 11:30.
11:30?
Looks like she's got it from 9 to 11 AODA at probation and parole.
Okay.
So she should be back at 11:30.
All right, and then okay, so she's at probation parole. He'll be giving her a ride back.
Right
at 11:30.
Yep.
Or 11 o'clock.
11, right.
Okay.
So, quarter after.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, this is it's an interesting call. Oops. This is an interesting call because, well, if the dates are correct on the search warrants for the buccal swabs and the fingerprints, those were written on the 7th. Everybody's aware of that. I'm sure at this point. Those were written on the 7th. And
I heard
when
him
that
say
lady,
that Stephen had visited on the 1st, but I'm
yes.
pretty sure he took her to AODA that day also.
Well, I think that was the visit. That was the Huber visit. It wasn't actually a sit down at the jail visit.
Yeah, he took her to her meeting.
Yeah, he took her to her meeting. That's right. Her Huber.
On Tuesday. Yeah, the second or the first.
But I don't know if you heard it or not. He said when that lady was talking, he said Avery should let everyone know that Avery's in town.
Yeah.
What? Okay. And is he doing something wrong in town? This guy. I don't know. Jacob's just seemed like one of those cops that he's gonna find something regardless if he's got his radar gun pointed on you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm reading that wrong. So anyway, we know that Avery had been taking her since after she went into the jail on August 15th. Up to that point, whenever she had a Huber meeting, he was taking her. As far as we know, I don't have any information to say otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's all I got on that call. Unless you ladies have something to add.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, this next call is Denise Coakley, also known as Heidel. She's got she called in November 8th at 3:30 p.m. Maybe back this up just a little bit. I thought I paused that, but I didn't. So anyway, let's play this one. It's short, 40 seconds.
Jamie County Sheriff's permit.
Yes. I was given this number for John Beering.
Deering, okay, he's out of the office. What do you need?
I had talked to the photographer Teresa on Monday morning at 11:35, and I just talked to her business associate Tom Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
And he just asked me to go ahead and let you guys know, so because you're trying to put a timeline together.
Okay. I'll switch you to his office.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Not much to it. Just that she had talked to Teresa. And we don't know. We don't have the recorded call between her and. I don't think we got that call.
Where do we? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Where do we hear that she pulled over, or did she write that later in her statement, her affidavit, that she pulled over, Teresa?
There's that she did what?
I thought I heard at one point that when Denise called Teresa on I guess it was Monday, she thought Teresa pulled over to write it down, or maybe they assumed she pulled over to write down something on her day plan.
Yeah, I think that's in the affidavit.
Okay.
I don't think we actually hear her say that. It's in the affidavit that she gave to Zollner. I don't think we ever hear her saying that. No, I don't remember any call with that. And maybe she just did assume she pulled over. Maybe she said, "Get just a second," and then assumed she pulled over to write it down.
I do remember either reading it or hearing it.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, I think we read it. I don't remember hearing it. So
Yeah.
if I'm just not remembering, you guys, if you run across it or whatever, let me know and I'll definitely add it in here.
I don't necessarily know that I heard it. I just remember that information. So
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. Okay, this next call is the civilian Tom Klein calls to say that when everybody's friend Crummell, we heard another version of this. I'm pretty sure on the Manitowoc side of it. Now we're going to hear the CASO side of it. I think that's right. So let's remember we had this discussion.
Yes. I
yes,
recall.
okay.
Yeah. So let's it's about a 6-minute call. So let's see what he's got to say and what happens here.
Calumet County Sheriff.
Yeah, hi. This is Tom Klein.
Yes.
I live in Manitowoc. And for the last couple of months, I've been out by my friend's land off of County Trump Q.
Mm-hmm.
And last week I was there on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, about 2:35, I heard two loud shots, pow pow, like that. Didn't sound like a shot.
Okay. Let me see if I have an investigator here. Are you referring to some information that you may want to give us regarding the Hallbach case?
Sure.
Okay. I think I saw an investigator walk in. Let me see if I can catch him. Let me put you on hold, Tom, okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Hello, is this Tom?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom. This is Investigator Baldwin with Calumet Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Hi. Why don't you tell me what you had told dispatch here?
Well, I have a friend that lives off of County Trump Q, Dick Crummell. And he lives south of Fisherville Road there.
Okay, what's his last name?
Dick Crummell, K-R-U. For the past 2 months, I've been clearing cedar trees and prickle ash off of the old horse barn that we found. And I was there last week, Tuesday and Wednesday. And Wednesday afternoon, I've heard 2 quick shots. That bang. Yeah. Tell you the truth, it's like my son's a police officer. We went to the Kansas City Dam, and I told him it didn't sound like no shotgun.
Right.
It sounded like an automatic something, either pistol or rifle. And from what I could discern, the shots came from the south. But with my hearing and reverberating off the trees, it could just as well have been to the north up the road. Or more to the west. But it was definitely in that area.
In the area of Avery?
Well, not...
Or the quarry?
Somewhere around hearing distance of Crummell.
Okay, and where do they live?
He lives south of Fisherville Road. I'm kind of familiar with this.
Because I'm not familiar with that area, Tom, so I'm not sure where Fisherville Road is.
It's south of the redundant gravel pit.
Okay. South of whose
and there's
pit?
old gravel pits south of Dickies that are
Which border Avery's land, right?
no, it just borders Q. All of it. So it's redundant gravel pit in the county gravel.
Yeah, that had to border Avery's property right where you heard them shots. What? She doesn't know where it's at. She's just, okay, it's got to be at Avery's. Backing up 5 seconds. Go ahead, keep it on.
All of it. So it's Doug's gravel pit and the county gravel pit, they all interconnect.
Yeah, right. Mhm. Okay. All right, Tom. Is it Thomas?
Yep.
Okay. Thomas, what's your middle initial?
J.
J. And Klein, Klein.
Klein.
Okay. And a phone number for you, Tom.
682-9435.
9435?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your...
I called up tonight and he said, did you call and tell him what you...
Uh-huh.
I said, no. Well, you should.
Okay, what's your address, Tom?
1113 South 36th Street.
Okay, is that yours or Manitowoc?
Manitowoc.
So you live in the city, you got some land out there and we're clearing it now?
Like best friend does.
Okay, and it was Wednesday afternoon for sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was 2 shots, huh?
2 shots.
Okay. All right. Anybody else out there with you that heard that?
I asked Dickie because he was there, but his hearing is worse than mine, and he may have been in the house.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Tom?
Pardon?
What's your date of birth?
10/23/41.
Okay. Are you going to be around tomorrow, Tom?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to pass this along to the other investigator. We're going to be following up on some tips tomorrow that we've gotten throughout the last several days and kind of decipher what's relevant from what we have and what we're going for and stuff like that. And
yeah, I don't know if it's relevant or...
Well, you know what? Something like this, you never know. You know what I mean? Something little could lead into something else, you know what I mean? It just kind of snowballs. So it's not that this isn't relevant at all. Every little bit helps. It kind of puts the big puzzle together, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So I'm going to talk this over. You know, we're going to have a lot of stuff here, and, you know, we'll kind of decipher what we need, who we need to follow up with again. So you might be hearing from us again, and we'd probably stop out tomorrow, maybe sometime and talk to you, okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks for the info, Tom. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Interesting call.
It's like we'll decide if it fits into our narrative or not.
That's right.
Stephen would have been at work.
Yeah, that borders Avery's property, right? No.
Yeah.
Borders Q. You don't know where you're talking. And she just said, I don't know the area. So
yeah.
she just assumed that it was right there at Avery's. So anyway.
Yeah, that is the same call that we listened to recently.
Yeah. Basically. So anyway, let's move on to the next call. Let me cue it up here. I'll pause it. This call here is one of the second call that we were asked to withhold. That's from Ms. Lee. Until Casey wanted to have her people check it out because she didn't. I guess she'd never. Well, nobody's ever really heard about this. As far as we know, there's no report. I never remember seeing anything about it. So we withheld this one until.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
I just burped. I didn't realize I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, no, I didn't. You must have been muted or didn't pick it up because I didn't hear anything. You want to go for it? If you want to try again? No, I'm kidding.
I don't remember this either, or I don't remember hearing this one before, and it makes me think of that second Tom. Is it Barash or whatever?
Oh, yeah, Barash.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean this one. This lady works second shift, as best I can recall, and she sees something that's stuck out in her mind when I guess she's on her way home. So she calls into Manitowoc to report it. So anyway, I guess it turned out to be nothing. So let's play the call.
Lieutenant Sign.
Hi, Donna. It'll be her when I hang up. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Lieutenant Sign.
Yeah. I'm calling about something that was bothering me
Okay.
that I saw, and I can't remember if it was Monday night or Wednesday night,
Okay.
but I was on my way home from work,
Okay.
and it was probably about 10:15, and I live out in Larrabee, and
Okay.
I turned on...
Hold on. Trying to keep up with you as I'm writing here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I turned when I got to Kingsbridge,
Okay. What road were you on?
on Q,
Okay.
and I was going towards Larrabee on Q.
Okay.
And then there was, I don't know, maybe a mile or so up the road, it was past, there's a new house built, and then there's another house that has a lot of animals and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's one more house after that.
Okay, and it's just to the north of Kingsbridge?
Right.
Okay.
And after that house, there was a truck
Mhm.
pulled in, like a small driveway area,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a pickup truck and two guys
Mm-hmm.
with the back of the truck down.
Mm-hmm.
And I slowed down a little bit just because to see, first of all, I thought maybe bow hunters, but it struck me kind of funny because it was kind of late for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought about it the other night.
Okay, which side of the road was this on?
I was going towards Larrabee, so it would have been on the right-hand side.
Right-hand side.
But now today I went by because I just thought about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And today I went by because I wasn't quite sure where I had seen the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed kind of odd, too, because right where they were parked is like not a gravel pit, but there's like a lot of big rock in there.
Yeah.
And it's not a place where you see a lot of trucks going in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It was just odd because
Okay.
it was late.
Can I get your name and everything so in case we need to have an investigator get back to you?
Sure. Melissa Lee. Leigh.
Leigh. And now you spell your Melissa.
Melissa.
SSA. You have a middle initial, Melissa?
M.
M. Date of birth?
4/6/63.
And address?
5123 Highway 147. Maribel.
And a phone number for them to get back to you on?
755
755
4504.
04. So you said this was either Monday or Wednesday night?
Yeah, I'm thinking it was Monday because I wondered if my brother was out on our land. I don't know. It was just
Okay. About how far north of Kingsbridge would you say approximately? Half mile, mile?
Oh, I'd say, I don't know. I'm not good at this. Maybe a mile.
Okay. What did the driveway look like? So if I go out there, I kind of have is there something there that would kind of tell me this is the driveway, or?
Well, it's not even. I don't even know if it's.
It's like a field access, or?
Yeah, but
Okay.
rocks are right there. I mean,
Okay, so I should be looking for a bunch of rocks, huh?
yeah, it's like a pit of a kind, but.
Okay. I'll turn this over to the investigators, and I may even stop up there myself and take a look around.
Okay. And I work second shift, so.
Okay.
If they wanted to contact me at night, they're not going to be able to do that.
Okay. So the two guys with a pickup truck.
Mhm. And I don't think that I don't recall the truck having a cab on it.
Okay. Remember what color it was?
No, it was dark and
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. And they had the tailgate down,
Yes.
but you couldn't see what they were doing.
No.
Okay. I'll take a look at it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
That's an interesting call. We haven't, they didn't check out, as far as we know, they didn't check out the guy that found all the blood geocaching. So why would they check this out, right? I don't know.
When did she say she saw this, and how does it relate as far as time to what
Well,
when Tom Baresh saw something, didn't he see something in that area as well? At least general area.
no, I think Paresh saw something over towards Q, the Q area, and this is not that. This
Oh,
is
I thought she said it was Q,
Yeah,
alongside Q, south of the quarry.
north of Kingsbridge. Yeah.
well, maybe it was in the same area.
And Larrabee is like when we were there anyway. It's really it was probably like a little town at one time, but it's nothing much left there, to make it, you wouldn't even know it was a town. But it says Larrabee, and that's right at the corner of 147 and Q.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
I think it was on both sides of the road, of 147 at one point.
So it's like it was like a little tiny incorporated little area. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it probably was, more at one point, but nothing is there now.
So do you think
it's
she was
stores.
coming from the south or from the north?
I was just looking up Kingsbridge, but it looks like she's going toward on Q toward 147, because Larrabee would be at 147 where they cross.
So
You know what I'm saying?
she'd be heading
Okay,
north.
yeah. She was heading toward Larrabee, she said. So she would actually be heading south, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I didn't want to say. I'm not too good on my directions, but if you look at the map, it looks like it's going up. So I guess I would say north.
So this would have been, she said it was either Monday or Tuesday, and she's calling on Tuesday the 8th. So I would think it would have been either the 31st or the 1st.
Correct. That's what I took from it.
And what day did
Yeah.
Baresh say he saw something? Or don't you remember?
I don't remember.
Seemed me like it was I don't know why the 4th is
The
sticking out in
5th?
my mind. 4th or
Oh.
yeah, something
Or
like
early
that.
morning of the 5th.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Late night, early morning hours of the 5th. He's going on a call or a tow repo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the repo part.
Oh,
Yeah.
she did say Monday or Wednesday. Thank you, Andy.
She did.
So either the 31st or the 2nd. But she was thinking it was Monday because of her brother. Something about her brother.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, as far as we know, nothing came of that. I'm going to cue this next call and I'll pause it because this gets into pet peeve of mine. I can tell you right now. Because this leads off into some other directions that are unexplained and unaccounted for because of what he says. I've been into so many arguments with various state advocates about this. Well, he didn't know they were human. Well, how do you know that? He's got DCI people with him. Maybe DCI agents know at least one agent. There could have been more. We don't know for sure. So this first call, he doesn't name the quarry. That's another part of this that's really unclear. But he says that they're going to go down into it. I'm pretty sure this is a radio call. Don't hold me to that. I'm pretty sure it is. It's a radio transmission that him and this DCA agent are going down to look at some other items the DCA agent found there in the morning. And then there's going to be another call we're going to get into. So let's this is very short. So let's play it.
2922, you're on the south of that Streamyard, correct? I've got a DCI agent here. I think we're going to go down and take a look at those items that he found in that other quarry that we looked at this morning. 10-4.
I think that's it. I'll cue the other one. And I'll pause it. So I don't think we have an identification of which quarry that he's talking about. Could be Mickles Materials, it could be the Manitowoc County gravel pit, or it could be Redon's.
That is the day they pronounced Teresa deceased, right? The 9th?
No, that's the 10th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the following day when they took Kaiser to the Mickles Materials that afternoon. He pronounced her dead on the afternoon of the 10th. Now, according to Karen Halbach, Kratz told her on the 9th.
Isn't that a strange place to take him and then
Well,
have him do that?
Well, it is, and that's why I'm not the only one that suspected that they found far more than we've ever been told in these other quarries. Because, we're going to come into this next call and, Simple's going to announce what they found. Yet nothing is photographed. Nothing is entered into evidence on the 9th. Nothing is tagged. It's just a big fat nothing. He says they've got a couple of 5-gallon buckets full of human bones. Anyway, we can get into that call. But it is a strange place for them to have taken him. Never goes to the Avery salvage yard. Or we
Very
know he was
weird.
not taken.
Weird.
He was not taken to Redon's quarry or the Manitowoc County gravel pit. Only to Mickles Materials.
And there's just no explanation how he could possibly determine that Teresa was deceased at that point.
Right. There's no way they could have known for sure, not 100%, because as we all know, on the 9th, Culhane, she had her results from the blood and the saliva found in the RAV from a female, but she didn't have anything to match it to. And Fassbender found out on the 16th about Teresa's pat smears, and it took until the 21st to get it. That got to Culhane on the 23rd. So how could they have known 100% for sure that was Teresa?
It's just weird.
Well, I did ask that question of Kratz on X, and no reply, no answer.
Of course, he doesn't answer any.
Well, yeah, I mean,
real
sometimes
questions.
he does reply, but there's, it's a reply, but it's not really an answer. Hello, Clark family. And an answer to 3 RAVs, or it could be Mickles Quarry. And I suspect that it was, but again, I don't know that. I just don't know that. It's so unclear. And again, when I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say this call coming up can't be Mickles because he says it's 2 miles away. And that quarry's right next door.
Yeah, so that leads more into thinking that it's the Manitowoc County gravel pit, right? That's a couple miles away. It is.
If it's that far.
Well, it's at least 1.5 miles. It's pretty good. I mean, I guess if you went from the one tip point of the Avery salvage yard to the tip of the gravel pit, it's not quite that far as a crow flies. But if you have to drive it,
well, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see. Yeah.
Nan's left from the cherry Pepsi can that nicely wrapped with tissue in the front of the RAV. Yeah. Yeah, all kinds of questions about that. Anyway, let's play this call. I'm sure I'm going to interrupt it because it gets me so damn mad. because of all the questions surrounding it that are unanswered. So let's play. And then if you have questions, of course, stop me, but I'm sure I'm going to be stopping it myself. So here we go. This is approximately 30 minutes later after that prior transmission. And remember, he's with at least one DCI agent, maybe more. I don't know, and whatever they found. So here we go.
Silkman County Sheriff.
Hey, Trace, it's Kelly.
Yes.
Can I speak to the captain, please?
Yes.
Kelsey,
Hey, Paul.
what's up?
Did you hear? There are human bones that we found?
I heard about some of them, yes.
Yep, okay. We got another file that we found.
Okay.
Bone in our...
Okay. Number one, what human bones? Now, this is at 2:00 in the afternoon on the 9th. WTF is he talking about? Because there's no other calls on the 9th that we've got, or reports that says anything about them finding jack shit. Pardon my French. What is he talking about?
Well, they did find the ones on the 8th, the previous day, at the fire pit.
Well, they found something. But I guess. I mean, you could be right. Could be talking about the day before, but possible. I'll give you that one. I haven't heard about anything else, though.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Backing up 5 seconds and continuing.
Yes.
Yep, okay. We got another file that we found.
Okay.
Bone and our crime scene has now expanded by about 2 miles. What we're looking at doing is trying to find, there's no way we can organize a search this evening. We're trying to find law enforcement staff for tomorrow morning to start searching. And I don't have a state patrol supervisor.
Okay, I'll call them. How many people are you looking for from them?
You know, if we can get up to at least 40, that'd be great.
Okay. What time?
So he wants 40 more people to come scour this area, which, again, I think we have to consider that it's the Manitowoc County gravel pit, because Redonsa's not that far. It's next door.
I think you're probably right, Scott.
Yeah. It's
They
just
did
about
find
Galloway.
they did find human bone there.
They did.
In Manitowoc
That's
County.
right.
2
That's
pails
right.
worth. I don't know about that. Let's see him.
Well, that's right. He didn't take any photographs. Nothing got entered into evidence in the ledgers on the 9th. Nothing. So what's the hell is he talking about? Just disappears. And, for me as a kind of a stickler, if you find a candy bar wrapper, I'm not really that concerned about it. But if you find a bunch of human bones, somebody's identified them as human, whether he did it or the some knowledgeable DCI agent that's with him and says, "Hey, that's a Beamer," or "That's I know that's human." And you don't do anything. You don't enter any of it into evidence. You don't photograph it where you find it. I got a problem. I got a real problem with that. So
Well,
anyway,
yeah.
before I get too pissed off,
You seemed pretty confident that it was human.
absolutely, it wasn't like I found we found a bunch of
Possible
bones. We don't know.
human. Yeah.
Right. And I need to get somebody out here to check this out. Do you have who can you call? Can you we might have found somebody that's been killed. We need to get the coroner right here because this is a really strange. Nothing. Nothing. So Clark family, I believe that law enforcement thought it was Teresa, or they knew it was her because she was the only person reported missing and not from where she was last reported to have been. Well, that's possible.
Well, you can see how they, may have thought that, but to officially declare her death,
yeah,
it makes no sense.
No,
without
you need
having DNA or, you know,
dental.
Yeah, something that definitely identifies her. That's just not done. It's not the way it's done.
No, it's not. And, you know, God forbid somebody do that. You know, a DA tell a mom, we found your daughter, and, you know, she's definitely deceased. And then, you know, a week and a half later, they come and say, hey, look, we were wrong.
Yeah, right?
Can you imagine Kratz having any eyes left in his face?
Yeah.
A mom would tear his eyes out. You know, I'm not trying to be threatening at all. I'm just saying, can you imagine that? And I can't. I just can't.
Yeah. I think they had to have had more than that at that point.
All right, let me back up 5 seconds, and so I can completely get mad again. Here we go.
From them.
You know, if we can get up to at least 40, that'd be great.
Okay.
40
What
more
time?
guys.
8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay.
At the command post.
Okay.
And then if you can check with the PD, see what if they can provide any staff. I want law enforcement. At this point, we're not sure if we really want firemen. We want to stick with. We know what we're looking for evidence-wise, and we kind of want to stick with that.
Okay.
I got Drewson up at command post. I'm just covering a corner right now. And when I get back, I think he can provide us some manpower as well. So from Kakana PD.
Okay. And Drunen?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got some scratch paper there?
Now what he's doing is he burned her in the backyard, and that was a real small pile that was left. And we got 2 5-gallon pails full down at this other site about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. About 1.5 miles away, probably. And we got a few. We got more pails full out along the way somewhere. So.
Okay. How many people are you looking for from the PDs? How about if I just ask for more troopers?
Or if they can spare them. I don't know if they're going to be able to spare them. If they can't get us 40 to 60, if we can't get 60 people out of the troopers.
Now we're up to 60. It went from 40 to 60.
That's a lot of manpower.
Well, it is. And, you know, so again, we're not talking about some small thing. This is the way he's talking, this is a big deal. And he's a lieutenant, you know, whether we agree with his tactics or whatever, I don't think he would request that unless he thought it was needed.
Where are all these bones? 2 5-gallon buckets.
That's right. That's been my question since we got the call. Where are these bones? Why aren't they in the ledgers? Why aren't they tagged? Why aren't they photographed? Nothing. You know, they did call in, which it's not really in this call, but as we all know, they called in Grand Chute Police Department, which is another. I mean, that's where Beely's located. Is Grand Chute, the computer forensic specialist.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why would they call in Grand Chute to do all this photography of these various areas in the quarry instead of just using the DCI? Zane was available. That's what his job was. He wasn't. I mean, not to say that he didn't take photos in house at Madison, but that was really more Gruffy. He's the one that seemed to be the in-house photographer. And Zhang was the guy that went with Ertl, remember? I mean, he's with him everywhere he goes. Doesn't seem to be really doing much, but I know he took some photographs because it's listed. If you look at the Kratz Discovery emails, he does take some photos. I don't understand why he wasn't utilized. And why Ertl wasn't also called to these various areas immediately for excavation. But that didn't seem to have happened at all. The coroner wasn't notified. It's like hey, I need a bunch of gals so we can gather all this stuff up, and it just goes unreported. Look, I don't know. If there's a report that I'm missing and somebody knows about it, please let me know, because I've looked extensively. I'm not the only one. I know Sunshine Christina was as pissed off as I was when she heard this, because it's just wrong. Where are these bones at? Where's the photographs? Where's the documentation? Why didn't you get somebody to specifically identify if these are human for sure, or if they were mistaken? They're animal
reports. Where are the reports?
He did write some reports, but they don't really match what he's doing. If you look at Sybil's reports in the investigative CASO investigative report, they don't really match what he says at all. They're kind of hosed up. But anyway, I'm going to back this up 5 seconds, and we shall. Wait a minute, hold on. Check something here. Okay, we do have a couple of comments. That's okay, Andrew Scars. And thank you for the kind comment. It was really good, and it was took the lid off. So anyway, enjoy your dinner. Kellen Galian. They've got buckets full of bones, and no one is taking pictures or anything like that. Are they marking where they found each bone? No, there's no GPS. There's no nothing. Like we see in the.
Well, we do have court GPS, Manitowoc County.
But that's from the 10th. It's not from the 9th. From the 10th, when Grand Street was there. We do have those GPS coordinates, but not the 9th.
Crazy shit.
Stuart King, if they're not really sure the bones are human, law enforcement should have absolutely photographed them in situ where they were. That's exactly right. That's been my bitch and gripe all along. Dan's life, I've never seen 2 5-gallon buckets of bones signed over to the haul box as anyone else. Where's those bones? And I've looked all the way through the ledgers, and they're not in there. Nowhere. I hope Casey gets back to court. This kind of crap is obvious. Someone like me who knows pretty much nothing about investigative. Well, same here, because I just have to take it at face value. Why would he say human unless he was pretty convinced that that's exactly what they were, or was told by, again, these agents that was with him? I have to agree.
Because they brought 40 to 60 people out there the next day and turned out to be animal bones. It's totally embarrassing.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible, but at the same time,
should have a report that says
that's right. No photographs
and photos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you don't just start picking bones up as you're walking along, but according to him, that's exactly what they did. Anyway, I bitched and griped enough. I don't want to sound like a broke record, but I do, and I'll continue to do so. I apologize. Sorry, not sorry, kind of thing. All right, backing up 5 seconds, and we're up to 60 people now. He needs to scour the quarry. For the Manitowoc County gravel pit, I feel pretty positive.
If they can't get us 40 to 60, if we can't get 60 people out of the troopers, then let's try the PDs in as well. Okay. And if we have at least 60 searchers, because we're going to go in small, we got to get really tight, and we're going to have to search really small parameters. Okay. So, otherwise, I think that was kind of why we missed some of this stuff. We had so many people doing so large of areas that we were missing things, basically. Okay. I mean, we did good searching, but we were always looking for a body. Now we're looking for smaller. Okay. Smaller
How have you looked through our scheduling? How many of our staff we can provide?
Not for tomorrow. I'm not at the command, but we're all kind of spread thin here right now. That's
Can
why I
you
want to
stop
give you a
that,
call.
Jack?
We got tonight's square.
Yep.
He says we were looking for a body.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for smaller stuff.
Right.
Well, they already had the bones from the burn pit looked at, right?
That's right. Again, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, it's these other quarries are so underreported or unreported, unreported, or as I've been calling it, and or unreported at all. We don't really know the what all activity occurred in these other areas. I feel certain that, I mean, there's reports obviously that we don't have from the DCI, and maybe there's more information there that we've not been privy to, but there was definitely, I feel confident saying that there was a lot more activity at Nichols Material and the Manitowoc County gravel pit that we're unaware of. Just unaware of. Because it just seems like, I mean, there's one report, and it's Lisa Wilson that's talking. They've already been to Nichols Materials, but she sends some other people over there, and they've clearly already been in there. But I don't recall seeing another report prior to that says ... We and they blocked off some area with crime scene tape for it not to be entered. So that's just I can't prove it. It's just speculation, but that's just how it comes across to me. So, any other comments we can get to before we move on? I don't know if they're in his garage or not, Stuart, but that's funny. I don't know, man. It's just an oddity to me. It's a real oddity. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's. I'll back up 5 seconds and we'll continue on.
Command, but we're all kind of spread thin here right now. That's why I want to give you a call. We got tonight squared away, and this afternoon squared away for security. Oh, we're going to need another person for security, too. We're going to need 2 more people tonight for security. We got Joe coming in. I wish I don't have the schedule of my stuff in front of me. Work on tomorrow morning. Work on getting us people tomorrow morning, and then when Brett gets back to me, we'll go up and work on securing that crime scene until tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'll make some calls.
All right, thanks.
Yep, bye.
Yeah, one of the most interesting calls of all the dispatch calls that we got for me, because of what he says, and we end up with empty hands. There's nothing there. Where did it go?
Was this a call that, excuse me, that Jerry and Dean had, or no?
I can't. From what I remember, the Calumet dispatch calls were recorded, but I don't know what happened to them. I don't think they got entered into the ledgers until May of 2007. I think that's right. May of 2007, which was clearly after the trials.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I know that they asked for the Manitowoc County dispatch and radio calls. I don't remember if they asked for the Calumet calls, but I think they did. But nonetheless, I don't think they were in the ledgers, entered into the ledgers until May of 2007, if I'm remembering that correctly. I'd have to look to be sure.
That would have been a good, like when Kratz says, I don't want to spend 20 minutes or 20 seconds on the bones in the quarry. What
Yeah,
about this?
yeah. Yeah. Well, what about your guy here asking for 60 people to search the Manitowoc County gravel pit? You want to talk about that?
Would have been a great call to play during the trial.
It sure would.
Right after Kratz said that.
Yep. Yeah, as part of my closing, Your Honor, I need to play a call for the jury. Thank you. Yeah, that would have definitely been a deer in the headlights look. Because how do you retort to that? How do you come back and say, well, he wasn't really talking about animal or human bones. He doesn't know.
Oh no, he burnt them in the pit and then spread them out.
Yeah, he went 2 miles and.
But sorry, we don't happen to have those bones. But trust.
Yeah, trust me, bro. The trust me, bro approach. Right.
He probably would have been sputtering like he did with the voicemail questionnaire that Willis didn't see the relevance of.
Yep, that's right. Okay, let's move on. And this is Andy Coburn calls Syme, who tells him I guess he's been trying to get a hold of Coburn. They want the road blocked at Fisherville and Old Y. And this is, if I'm remembering correctly, the Fisherville Road and Old Y, this is up at Zander Road area. We don't know exactly because there's no reports. We can't nail it down for 100% positive, but I remember we looked this up one night when we were live. I think Rhonda had Google Earth open, and we took a pretty close look at it. It's up in that area up there. So anyway,
I bet Nan's Live knows for sure.
Probably.
She's pretty familiar.
Yeah, she is. So any questions or comments we can get to?
Mr. President's objecting.
Objection, Your Honor. All right, let's play this call and see what's going on, what everybody thinks. November 9th, this is at 3:29 p.m. in the afternoon.
All right. Lieutenant time. Okay, Andy. All right. They want us to block off between Fisherville and Old Y on Q. So County 2 and Q at Fisherville and at Old Y, I'll need a squad. So you and Sean, I'm setting up there. Eventually, I'm going to try to get some of you guys to relieve you guys, but head over there right away. Okay, I'm moving along. Okay, non-turn 1033. Just got something or don't know. They're not saying. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Bye.
Yeah, it's an interesting call where we have no explanations, nothing. And Nan's Life, you're here, Fisherville and Old Y, County Trunk. Well, we ran it down was up near Zander Road. But again, without report, we can't prove that. Yeah.
I just answered Kelly's question about Bobby. He did say that at trial, right? That the RAV was still there, but he didn't see Teresa.
Correct. When he walked out, that's what he said.
Okay. I know I just wasn't sure if at trial because, people's statements change so often.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It is.
Hard to keep them straight sometimes.
Considerably. Yeah. Well, anybody that may know the area, better than we do and what we ran down. And again, it's been quite some time since we went through this particular call and tried to isolate that area. But I'm pretty sure that's right up there at Zander Road. Which is
Jack, could you kindly replay that last call?
Yeah, I can. Here we go.
All right. That's fine. Okay, Andy. All right. They want us to block off between Fisherville and Old Y on Q. So County 2 on Q at Fisherville and at Old Y, I'll need a squad. So you and Sean, I'm setting up there. Eventually, I'm going to try to get some of you guys to relieve you guys, but head over there right away. Okay, I'll move it along. Okay, non-turn 1033. Just got something or what? Don't know. They're not saying. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Could that be the 1.5 to 2 miles away?
Oh, I think it's further than that. You'd have to ask Cherie, but that's up. That's due north. Up,
Yeah.
So I think it's probably 4 or 5 miles away. But Cherie would be more familiar with that than I would.
I just put a screenshot in the on-air text, and the blue road that you see is Old Y according to my Google Maps, and Fisherville is that crossroad down below, and it looks like Old Y is right near the Cuss Road, but going the other way. So it would encompass the Redance and Manitowoc quarries, in my, at least along Q.
I don't know why I'm remembering Old Y running east-west and well, like I said, a few miles north of the Avery salvage yard, up towards Xander Road.
Cherie, where is on-air text?
It's in Discord. Where do you want me to put it? Where do you want me to share it? In the office or something?
You can put it in the office.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Nan's Life says it's 6 to 8 miles to Xander.
Was elected the state's first female governor in 2014.
Yeah. Old Y and Fisherville Road.
And if you keep going up Q, you go across 147 and keep going on Q, you eventually run into Xander Road on the other side of 147. It looks like on the map.
Where is Avery salvage yard on this map?
It would be like I said, the right across from Old Y, the blue is Cuss Road, and then the end of Cuss Road would go right across to the salvage yard. I mean, in the day there was a road, I guess.
Okay. Is there a quarry over there?
Well, I was thinking that right along Q, right is where Verdansk is right in that area, and then on the other, then just after is Manitowoc. Remember the maps yours had, and
yeah, you mean the quarry, Manitowoc quarry?
Yeah, the Manitowoc quarry, and I think Verdansk was on the other,
but
by Cuss.
Aren't they on the other side of Q though, than where this Old Y and
Yeah, it would be on the other side of the road. It looks like they were using those for markers, like, between this road and this road. You know what I'm saying? Between where Old Y goes off Q and where Fisherville intersects with Q, that they were cutting off that area. And it looks like it encompasses the quarries, so on the on the other side of the road. So it's interesting.
I've got to be thinking of another call where it's up if they blocked off the road up near Xander. I'm trying to remember where that call is. Maybe it's after this, and I've got them confused.
Yeah, I remember something about Xander at one point being a part of their block off.
Yeah, but we never really got an explanation for it because it was after Martinez and Tina's Martinez thing. It was after that, so that shouldn't be a part of any of that. But nonetheless, this call we don't have any reports either. So anyway, hey, I wanted to say hello to our good friend Jeff Jones. Thanks for
Hey,
dropping
Jeff.
by. Listen to some of these key calls that are interesting. And a question from Justin. How do you feel that someone who burned Teresa in the quarry would then scatter remains in other places, other quarries as well? What sense would that make if they only needed them in Avery's pit? I can't answer that. Good question, but I can't answer it. And to be quite honest about this, and none of the bones were mtDNA identified. Not one.
Right.
So this brings in another problem. Is it someone else? And I've asked this before as well. If this wasn't Teresa that was there, why wasn't another investigation opened? Murder or not,
Right.
manslaughter,
Right.
accident, whatever, but an investigation if they didn't feel like it was Teresa.
Is it because they couldn't get DNA at that time on burnt bones?
Maybe. Very possible.
But they can now.
Yeah, the rapid test hadn't been finalized yet. It wasn't. I'm sure that was something that was in the process, but had been perfected yet. Right. So, got another question here from the Clark family. How did Dean and Jerry ever find out about the bones outside of the Avery salvage yard? Well, it came out. I can't tell you exactly how they found out, but I mean, there is some reporting about finding certain things, but it was again underreported. And again, in my opinion, it was underreported, and I think some of it wasn't reported at all. I don't think we see it, or if it's a known thing, it's in DCI reports that we have no access to. They won't let us have them. So
I don't know anything about an FBI investigation at CASO.
no. I don't either. If there was one, that's been kept completely off the radar. Anyway,
They haven't specified anything about those buckets of bones, Donna. All we have is the call saying that they found them. That's it.
Correct. That's it. Yeah, we have no idea. There's nothing in the ledgers. There's no report. There's no photographs. It's just the phone call, which is, again, why it's been such a big problem for me. Then all of a sudden, the next day, they've got 60, however many there were. We've got the sign-in sheets where all these various troopers and other law enforcement people were there going through and searching. And then, of course, Grand Chute investigative unit brings out their photographers to photograph a bunch of different stuff in the Redout pit, and there's probably a few, I guess, photos from other areas, but I think that's interesting as well. Why they would involve yet another agency in that instead of bringing in the DCI and let them doing the photography. I don't know why that happened. I don't know who made that decision at all. It's and I'm not even entirely sure who called in Grand Chute. I'm not sure where that came from. I don't know if it was Poggle or one of the prosecutors got involved and said, "Hey, we need to get some other people in here." That's unclear to me as well. If it's in a piece of information or it could be in a piece of information that I have not seen or I'm not remembering. Okay, Siebert said if you have visited his residence concerning people entering near his property. That's interesting. Well, we don't have any FBI reports to go along with it. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying that at all, because they could, but we don't have it. Donna, it seems strange because they stated that they're human, but all the burn bones have been difficult to identify, which is why I wondered. Yeah, I get that. I totally get it. So again, this brings up if they weren't sure, if there's even a question, why weren't other people brought in to identify and say, yeah, those are definitely human, or no, these are animal of some kind. We need to, we can definitely rule them out as human. And that could have been done relatively quick. I mean, and I don't think it's rocket scientist for forensic anthropologists to make that identification pretty quickly under a microscope. I think that's a pretty easy thing for them to do. Nance, how reliable is glued teeth as evidence? Yeah, I got a friend that works in the dental profession that has been involved in this for a long time, and they just went nuts over that. Hey, there's Mo's call. They're always losing anything that they don't want you to see. Well, I can't say much against that. I just don't know. I just want answers. Just want the truth. Anyway, let's move on. It looks like we don't have a time on this one, and I'll see if I can. This is back when we first started doing calls, and we didn't have the 2022 calls yet. Maybe at some point I can try to run this one down and find out what time Colburn calls in, asks the vets to remove Stevens' dog bear from the property, and talks about an entire bracelet being found. Yeah, this is an interesting little call. November 9th at some point. I can't remember when the vets came in to get this, but anyway, let's take a listen. Pretty short call.
Manitowoc Sheriff's Department, Carrie speaking.
Gary, can you give me the number for the Two Rivers Animal Hospital or Dr. Kopp?
Sure, hold on 1 second.
That was at a burn pile. An entire bracelet.
It's 793.
793.
1187.
1187?
Yep, the Two Rivers Vet Hospital.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
And before anybody asks me, no, I have no idea which burn pile he's talking about. Now, they found several burn piles in these quarries, but I have no idea what he's talking about. An entire bracelet. So it's like somebody, had their jewelry at least removed. Somebody gets burned or whatever. This bracelet ends up surviving. An entire bracelet on top of that burn pile. Well, okay. No clue. No idea. And he's clearly talking about somebody in the background. Okay, we're getting up into some deep waters. Candace Owens thinks Stalin was Jewish. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about, but I mean, my only real interaction with, or it's not even interaction, but anything I really watched of Candace Owens is I watched a few other things, but it's mainly from Cam. I think it was a really bad
He's a
decision.
shock jock.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all she's
Oh
about.
yeah. I agree. Just say something so outlandish that gets you some real drama, right?
Get you some airtime. Yeah.
Just whatever leads to ... to the bank account, she's for. She's good with that. Because she knows absolutely nothing about these cases at all. And to drop her into the middle of all of it, I think it was a terrible decision. But I think Sean was probably against the wall. Needed to sell Cam and try to get at least some money back for his investors. And I'm sure it cost several $1 million to produce the 10 episodes of Cam. That's not cheap.
I'm guessing they lost a lot of money on that.
Well, I'm gonna bet they did lose some money. I mean, it's hard to say how much, but I mean, you got to remember, you got to pay a film crew. You got editing, you got graphics, you got music. There's a whole other industry behind producing even a relatively simple film, and that has to be paid for.
Yeah.
Personally, I believe, and I could be wrong, but as much airtime as Earl and Candy got, I think they got something out of it. Whether it was a straight cash payment, maybe not, but there's always gift bags. Dan's life. There was a necklace that matched another dead girl, not Teresa, but we could have an unliked conversation, so I will not go there. Just saying. Well, I'm not opposed to talking about Carmen, but I know that others have done extensive research into Carmen and her background, and there appears to be absolutely no relationship between Carmen Bookwell and Teresa. I've not done the research myself, but I don't believe these folks would have any reason.
They're not blood related. Yeah.
No, not blood related. The different scenario just happened to be coincidental. It happened around her death, happened around that time. Oh, yeah, Carol, this is a great comment. They thought Colburn was going to win his lawsuit and would have made a big deal. Oh, man. We had, I mean, it's funny, not funny, but I'm not going to apologize for it. It was disastrous what happened in that lawsuit. It was disastrous. And they're the ones that destroyed it. Wasn't any of us. I mean, look, there's no doubt that that Netflix lawyer, help me with her name, Susan. God, she's so good. I'll never think of it.
Lita?
Say it again.
Lita
Walker.
Walker, yeah.
That woman, if I was ever against the wall and I could afford her, I'd want her in my corner. She missed nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it was just a disaster. I mean, they destroyed their own lawsuit. I mean, it was a bad lawsuit in any event anyway. Anyway.
Ridiculous.
It was blaming Ma'am for destroying his marriage when he cheated, cheated on his wife.
Music? Yeah.
Oh, the danger music.
The
danger
music.
Yeah.
And just the dumbest stuff they added into that lawsuit that was like, they tried to claim it was malice, and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't disagree, Justin, but there are obvious differences between the two. They're really, really obvious. And, People can walk away with it for what they will, but there's no doubt in convicting a murderer. There's so much hearsay that's scattered because of personal grudge, for whatever reason. We don't even have to name a reason, but I mean we could. But personal grudge, and that's never for me personally. That's never a really good idea. I'm not saying some of that didn't happen in Mam, but nowhere near to the extent that happened in Cam. Nowhere near it. I mean, personally, I think that Sean Rick missed a golden opportunity to have told a really good story and included things that were not in Making a Murderer, especially concerning the Halbach case. That and there were things that were added in there that no one ever saw. These photographs that were allegedly on Avery's wall, you can see from there had photos of alleged conquest of Avery. No one ever found anything like it's not even reported as far as I could ever find anywhere. I can't find anything like that. There's just so much hearsay, and these various narratives. I believe, I think, and on and on. This big whopping fire that Candy Avery says she saw. No one ever heard of this before. No one. It's not reported anywhere that I can ever find, and I've read pretty much everything that's out there.
Why didn't she testify at trial about that?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, I was there. That's my Pa Avery's, and I looked out and I was thinking, man, gosh, that's a huge fire. Nothing. And no one called Steven and said, hey, what the hell is going on up at your house, man? Or at Barb's house? We can see a gigantic glow back here. Nothing. Come on, man. That ain't right.
I think, Mam's agenda was really to point out the problems with our justice systems. That is what their whole premise was.
Yeah.
And I think that they did like tamper down Stephen's background, didn't put all that in there. They wanted people to look into the justice system. And
I think that was the real goal, was to have people look at how the justice system works,
and that's exactly what it made me do. I mean, they achieved their goal as far as that's concerned.
Did me too. Did a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I found out so much more than I ever thought possible. I just had no idea how the courts operated or malfunctioned.
And I think Cam's agenda was to get people to hate Stephen Avery so
and Brendan.
much.
And
Brendan. And so much, no matter what, to believe they're guilty just because they're horrible people.
Well, I couldn't really say that about Brendan.
No, but they sure did it to Stephen.
Well,
they just wanted people to think Stephen coerced Brendan into helping him.
Yeah. Coerced him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's clear that kid didn't have a clue. He just did not have a clue. Corey, did everyone tell Brendan that Stephen was guilty? Is that why they don't want us listening to his calls?
No.
I don't know that it was everyone did it. I think the cops probably were planting those seeds where, he's going to talk. We just don't know what all said when the recorders weren't running. We just don't know. We can speculate, but we don't know for sure. Did they do you remember what Dettering did to Bobby? Dettering definitely did that. Well, Stephen's talking, right? Dettering.
What are you saying he did, Jack?
That he told Bobby. Stephen's talking.
Oh. But he's talking about Brendan's calls.
I know. I understand. No,
Brendan's calls, I believe, are available on YouTube.
They are available. Not from us, but somebody got
Brendan.
them out there.
Yeah. Just Brendan asked us not to.
He did.
Share them out there.
That request was made from two different directions, the law, now writer and from Brendan himself. So we chose not to publish them.
Expected that. And if you want to hear them, you can also FOIA them.
That's true. They are available through open records request. We got accused of blocking people from getting them. Well, that's not true. Other people got them.
Yeah.
At least two that I can name right now. Well, I can't really name them. One of them I could name, but the other one I can't name that put them on YouTube. I suspect I know who did it, but I can't prove that. But I got records requests and replies over a 5-year period. And the best I can remember, I think there were 9 requests after we requested them. There were 8 other requests for Brendan's calls. So we weren't the only ones that got those calls. There were others. I could agree it was about the justice system if it was about Brendan, but he was just a side note. They heard about an exonerated man charged with murder and saw dollars making money. Well, sure. I mean, it's always a goal of a documentarian to make money. It's a for-profit industry.
Of course. I mean, they spent money making it, you know.
Yeah, a lot of money out of their pocket.
Any filmmaker is out to make a profit.
Until
I don't think that was their driving force.
No.
I think they were there to tell a story about our
Yes.
justice system.
Yes.
And
I'm sure that they were certainly interested in at least recouping their money and making some, but I don't think that was the driver in the back of their mind. This is an opportunity just to make money. I don't think that either. I didn't get that from.
I mean, they spent 10 years of their life making this thing.
Yeah.
Of their lives.
Yeah. Netflix didn't get involved until 2 episodes were done. The third one was almost complete, and then Netflix got involved in Flux, so a lot of support for the money and graphics, and we found that out in the lawsuit. Does making a murder perfect? Well, no, of course not. I mean, there are things that I would have liked to have seen.
Justin is saying, yeah, but there's no money if it's just another murderer. He has to be innocent if it's going to sell like that. No, he's accused of murder. He's been exonerated and been accused of murder. That's a very unusual situation. And even if he was guilty, it would still be a very interesting story.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It would. Come on, cat. Come on, cat. My cat's climbed up on me, and that's not going to work out. Get down here. She's, oh my God, such a pest. Anyway. Yeah, James, I think they knew that they had somewhat of a winning formula. But again, there are things I wish they would have included. We got into a conversation the other day on X, and then I promise I'll move on to the next call. And it was about November 8th and what they found. And there's a clip in season 1 of Ma'am, episode 2, towards the end of it. And there's a clip talking about finding the key, the bones. Anyway, there's a photograph. It's just a photograph. It's not a movie. It's undated. Actually, there's several photographs. There's 1 or 2 that we know are from the 8th because they're dated. We know that they are, like finding the key. We know that that's dated. But there's 1 photograph that shows the burn pit. It's from, if you're looking at the back of Avery's house, or the back of the garage, it's from the left side, pointing in towards the burn pit. And it shows some water bottles and various things. But we don't know when that photograph was taken. But it's added into this mix of photographs that were taken on the 8th. But There's another photograph that we know for sure was taken on November 6th. It's also in that mix. So, number one, we don't know where this photograph that's undated, and we don't know where it came from. We don't know when who took that photograph, and if it was taken on the 8th, got a problem, because that would tell me that there's maybe other photographs that were taken that day that we've never seen before. But if it was taken on the 8th, why didn't Kratz use it at trial? Right? He used photographs that Reese took from the 6th. He didn't use anything, as far as we know, from the 8th, because he didn't have anything.
No.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's, do we have anything else? Okay. When we get done here, before we get out, I'll pull that, you put that in the office, Cherie?
Yes.
Okay. I see it. Yeah. I'll pull that up. Yeah. I'm mistaken. I'm thinking about another call. It's not up towards Xander. All right. Let's get back over here and get to it. All right. Let me cue this next call. Yeah, this is on the 10th. This is right after midnight. So we're moving dates. From a guy named Peebles, who's sitting on ashes. I guess he's on guard duty. Not a very long call. It's less than a minute. Let's take a quick listen.
Okay, I'm at Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, this is Hebel. Somebody just saw me?
Hebel. Yeah, I was wondering, are you guys 1042?
No, we're waiting to leave.
Oh.
Where are you at?
At Sheriff's Department.
No, wait a minute.
21 and 15 in Chalpia?
Alright, they're coming.
Oh, they're coming?
Copy. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was just checking. I wasn't sure if you guys were done at 11 or what time it was.
No, we're done.
What are you sitting on?
A pile of ashes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boy, how fun, huh? All right, well, just let me know when you guys are done, right?
All right.
All right, thanks, man. Bye.
So he's guarding ashes. Didn't say where. I can only imagine he's over in one of the quarries. But it's unclear. As far as I know, there's no report. So not much to say about that one. Let's move on to the next call. I'll cue it up here. Okay, this one's where Rush calls in and says he has 15 clean pails in his garage, and there's three at the office at CASO to bring in. He also talks about there's some negatives. Yeah, this is an interesting little call. It's about 3.5 minutes. Let's get this played.
Okay, with dispatch.
Curtis, Paul Rush.
Hey.
Hey, yesterday Kelly had asked me about having you come in on Friday days.
Okay.
You're not working the other portion of the schedule, are you?
I'm working midnight tonight.
Oh, you're working midnight tonight?
Yeah. I can stay a little bit later tomorrow if you want.
Okay, we may need that.
Okay.
Why don't you stick around? Or I'll leave you a message of some type during the day, and I'll talk to Kelly, because apparently they're going to be doing some cellular 911 testing tomorrow.
Okay.
So what I'll do, I'll leave you a message when you come in tonight and let you know what you should do.
Okay. I have to work hours in the Holstein, but that's not until 7 p.m. So I can work at least, until about noon that day. Like 11 or noon.
Okay.
As long as I get a couple hours of sleep, I'll be fine.
So you work Friday at midnight by us, or 11 p.m. on Friday by us?
Nope, I work tonight.
Tonight.
11 p.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
All right, I'll check and I'll leave you something on it overnight.
Okay.
All right.
Are you in right now, Paul?
No, I'm just leaving home, so.
Okay, I'm just gonna relay a message to you quick. Brett wanted to know how many pails you had.
I have, at my house, Pat, How many pails did you pick up? 15, right? I have 15 pails that I'll be bringing in.
Okay.
There's 3 at the office.
3, are they clean?
Yeah, right by the back door.
Okay, do they have covers?
Yes.
All have covers?
Yes.
Okay, I will let Brett know that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yep, please. Hello. Hey, Brett.
Yeah.
It's Kurt. I talked to Paul. He says he got 15 buckets that he has with him that he's bringing in, and then he has 3 at the office here, and all of them have covers.
Okay, we grabbed the 3 at the office, and we're taking those up.
Okay.
And we'll see if that's enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on, Brett. Do you want the pictures at the scene?
Do we want the pic that they have already taken?
That you've already taken?
What pictures?
Okay. The pictures that were taken or something, he said they're going to take them for 1 hour. Do you want them back at the scene?
Yeah, we don't know what pictures he's referring to. None at all.
Oh,
They've already taken.
Yep. So were they taking the 9th?
Taking them to 1 hour photo.
Yep. We have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, but we need to pull the negatives out of those first.
Okay.
So if you can get Brenda to do that right away, separate them out.
Okay.
And then, then we can send them down.
Okay.
I don't want to lose the negatives.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye.
Why would they need them at the scene?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Makes
never
no
understood that
sense.
call. We have no explanation, nothing.
It must have been from the 9th. This is 7:11 a.m. on the 10th.
Yep. Yep. So did they take photos on the 9th that we've never seen before that we have no idea?
You know they did.
Well, I'm
Just
gonna
like-
look back through the Discovery email, see if I see anything. I mean, it got really kind of bad after a certain period of time in those Discovery emails. We don't have names of photographers or what it's for. It's just blank. It's just a listing of photographs. Yeah.
Good old
So,
see.
yep. That's right. You cue this next call. Any questions get to before we get too far? Yeah, don't want to lose the negatives. Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand that. You know, like have photographs taken. Yeah, bring them up here, but get the negatives out of the package, just in case. You know, I guess I can go along with that. But what photographs are they talking about? That's the real question. So, all right, let's do a few more before we're getting towards we don't have too many more left in our batch. This next call is pretty quick. Vet hospital calls back to say bear has went to poop, and they do take this and have it x-rayed because they're looking for bone material. They think bear is eating something human, I guess, and swallowed it. So let's play this right quick.
Calumet County Sheriff's Office. Hi, my name is Michelle Hansen, and I'm calling from the Two Rivers Veterinary Hospital. Last night we picked up Stephen Avery's dog off the premises, and we were told that when we have fecal matter, we are supposed to call you and have someone pick it up. Okay. I do. You do? Yes, I do. All right. I will let them know that. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Bye.
So that was definitely picked up. They took it. I don't remember where they took it, but they did take that and had it x-rayed.
I wonder, maybe I'm naive, but have you ever heard of a case where they found that the dog ate a person or part of a person, and they found it in the, this way?
There was another case.
Was there?
And well, it's totally unrelated to Wisconsin. And don't ask me where this came from. This was a long time ago. I remember another case where this guy, he killed somebody, and he had 2 or 3 dogs, and they did, I won't say ate the person entirely, but certainly did significant damage. But I don't think they found that through anything like this. It was, I don't remember how they finally found out that, he basically left the body out there for the dogs to destroy.
I've heard of people feeding people to pigs.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
absolutely.
too.
No.
Freaking pig, hog will eat pretty much anything. What'd you say? What'd you say, Susan? Hot dog?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I said
Right.
not dogs. That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Let me cue this next call here. See what we got. Greg Cheddar calls for dispatch. The DCI agent gave him some information. Scott Taddick. Cheddar wants all information they have, which dispatch gives him. And I put a side note, interestingly, Scott Taddick gave his first DCI interview on November 10. It is interesting. This call on November 10. Again, I don't really understand why Calumet didn't interview him instead of the DCI. I've never really quite understood that. They did it twice. He didn't give an interview for Calumet until the end of March of 2006, which is what, 5 months later. Yeah. So anyway, this call is 2 minutes 21 seconds. Let's see what Cheddar has to say.
Good afternoon, Sheriff's Department. Shelley speaking.
Hi, Shelley. Greg.
Yes, Greg. What can I do for you?
Some DCI agents need some information.
Uh-huh.
Scott Taddick, T-A-D-Y-C-H, I believe.
Yes, 4494. Hang on just a second. Okay, what do they need on them?
Everything we got. Address, date of birth, initial phone number.
I've got 2 Scots in here, one born in 66, one born in 68.
I'll take them both.
Okay. Both are Scott A.
Wow, what an odd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
First one will be DOB of 071468.
Okay.
The other one is 070866.
Amen. Okay.
Do you want address and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, I gotta write their numbers down.
Phone numbers.
Okay. Okay, first one born in 68 is showing 2811 Cottage Lane, 2 Rivers. Phone number 793-3689.
3689. Okay.
Yeah, and the other one is showing 450 East Reed Avenue.
450.
Yeah, 450 East Reed Avenue, number 7.
Okay.
And looks like a cell phone number, 242-8054.
Got it. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Was the second one in 2 Rivers too? The one in 66. I only heard her say 450 East Street.
She didn't say. She didn't say. I'm guessing it was Manitowoc since she didn't say.
Okay.
But
Yeah, interesting that it is the same day though that the DCI interviewed. And I've always wondered. I don't think I've ever asked the DOJ for audio recordings, but I'm going to if the two interviews with Scott Taddick were audio recorded. But I'm going to request that. It's not listed in the reports that there's a recording, but they recorded quite a few of these interviews, and he was close. He was closer to the inner circle. So I would be surprised if they didn't. But worst they can say is, hey, we don't have anything, right? So, okay, we've got, what's this comment? This is the other call. Would the negatives have any date or time reference if they were to be found? I suppose there could be a date. I don't know about a time reference. If it was a film camera, I guess it's possible, but it would depend on the camera. If there was something that that could be dated, but certainly, the receipt, if they did a 1 hour photography, we would have something to nail that with. But, being able to identify it directly to which photographs they're talking about, no idea. I doubt it. Anyway, look, we've got 2 more calls on the 10th, and we're going to call it a night. This first one, this is one of Susan's favorites. I think everybody else too, but this was Poggle spreading the word about Stevens' DNA confirmed to the RAV and the key. Continuation of search of pit after finding more bones and body parts. Right? This should be an interesting call. We got about 4 minutes. Isn't this the one where he says it's like it was all worth it? I believe it is.
I thought so, and he was one happy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
JP. Yeah. Got your case, huh?
We got her.
Cool.
Man, oh man, we've been waiting for this all day.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
So what Brett just told me, they found his blood, verified his blood in the car and also on the key, huh?
Also on the key, vehicle he says he's never been in.
Cool. Cool. Great.
Yeah. This is fantastic news.
Good. Hey,
all paid off.
One thing I got to ask you here quickly. Yeah. That skid steer, do we still need to take that down to Madison tomorrow or not?
No, it's changed. What we'll do is collect it, and we're going to bring it back to the sheriff's department. We need to store it somewhere.
Well, apparently we're storing the vehicles in storage sheds. We might as well just put that in with them, right?
No, we can't have them together.
Okay.
They have to be separate because of the possibility of contamination.
How about in separate units?
We can't have the 2 vehicles together. We got to have separate units for all of them.
Okay. Well, instead of renting 2, why don't we rent 3?
Yeah, what we'll do is why don't we just get the vehicles tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm planning on doing that tomorrow afternoon.
And then we'll see tomorrow what the plan is on those other vehicles, the Spitzer and the golf cart.
Oh, okay. So there's 2 units out there.
Yes. We got a Spitzer.
Okay. Well, we can work on that during the day.
Yeah.
You can let me know.
As long as we've got somebody going down and getting those vehicles out, I guess they are short of space.
Yeah, Wendorf and Kaharski are going to go down tomorrow afternoon, either at noon or 1 o'clock, depending on when Dan can work things out at home.
Okay. And then we've got the...
In my understanding, the rental units are coming from Denise?
Yeah, Denise says we can use those.
Okay.
She's given us okay on that.
Okay.
And we need to lock them up.
Yep.
The padlocks are down there. Okay. All righty.
We'll take care of that.
Yep. Okay. That sounds fantastic.
Anything else?
Nope. I can't think of anything else. We'll be going out and continuing to search the pit tomorrow.
Right. You found bones and body parts?
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah. Just so you're aware,
You're muted, Jack.
Damn it. Sorry about that. Bones and body parts. Where was that at? The Manitowoc County gravel pit? What's going on?
Yes. Search at the pit.
So his words,
His words.
What body parts did they find?
That's
I
what
don't
I'd
understand.
like to know.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything in the documentation about body parts. Bones, sure. Yeah, we got those everywhere, but body parts? What's he talking about?
Body parts.
Anyway, I'm gonna back it up a couple clicks and we'll continue on, finish this call.
right? You found bones and body parts?
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah. Just so you're aware, I don't know if Brett briefed you. I put in calls to Outagamie. They're going to supply us with 2 guys tonight, 2 guys tomorrow.
Okay.
Sheboygan Sheriff is supplying us 1 tonight, 1 tomorrow.
Okay.
Brown is supplying 3 tonight and 2 tomorrow, but Brown indicated they were going to be charging us, and tomorrow's a holiday for them.
Oh, it is?
It's Veterans Day. But, you know, as a veteran, you know, it really should be a holiday. Just for veterans, at least.
Yeah.
But I told Brett he should review his staffing for tomorrow, and if he can cut out those 2 guys from Brown for tomorrow, because I'm sure those guys would be at triple time. So.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
So we should be okay tonight, according to Brett, and tomorrow he sounded somewhat hopeful that he could get his lines pulled back tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a great night, Jerry.
Thanks for everything you've been doing.
Okay. You too.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, that was Rush. It's not listed here, but Pogle's talking to Captain Rush. I can recognize his voice. So, very interesting call. Bones and body parts. Yeah, a lot more. Okay, where's those body parts at, and what are they?
And it was all worth it.
Yeah, it was all worth it. Do they still have the section of Q blocked off at this time of this call? Yeah, I think those roadblocks stayed up until they got done on the 12th. I think that's right. They had to reroute and do whatever. I mean, of course, if you lived down that way, of course, I'm sure you could get through. But other than that, I think you'd have to have a pretty good reason. Yeah, it's I can't get past that man's life. I'd sure like to know what he means. I really would. Yeah, I think that's all. Okay, we've got one more call on the 10th. Let's cue that up, see what it is. Link retrieves a voicemail from an attorney, Steve Olson. He says he had a client call him the night prior and has information about the location of Teresa's body and to give him a call. So yes, I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is one of the calls we probably got in the 2022 open records request, but I don't remember for sure. I think so. This is at 9 a.m. Hey, looks like I got another one out of order here. I'm gonna have to fix that. To hell, man. but I'll get it rearranged. Anyway, let's play the call. 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
You have one.
Steve Olson calling Thursday morning about 9 o'clock.
8:58 a.m.
Good morning, Jim. Attorney Steve Olson calling Thursday morning about 9 o'clock. You might remember me more from my past life. I was in school. Anyway, I had a client call me at home last night about 20 to 10 or so, indicating he had some information about the whereabouts of Halbach's body. I don't know if it's a hot tip or if it's nothing at all, but I'd like to pass it on to somebody and just kind of pick you, assuming probably everybody's involved in that. But if you could give me a buzz back. Office number is 684-1234, and I should be in the office till about 2 o'clock. Otherwise, after maybe 5:45 or so, I should be at home, 683-2064. In between, it's bow season and the rut is on. Unfortunately, I'm not as busy as you guys are, so I get to do it. Look forward to talking.
Radostovich, Mazinski, Cashman, and Olson.
Yeah, could I speak to Steve Olson, please?
May I tell him who's calling?
This is Lieutenant Link from the Sheriff's Department.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Good. Sounds like you guys have quite a mess going there.
Yeah, that's pretty understatement, I guess.
Yeah. Dick Andrews is a client of mine, and I think the reason that he's a client is probably what told me about 9:30 last night and said he and his wife were out to eat, but Bast came up to him.
How do you spell last name? B-A-S-T?
I believe so.
Okay.
He didn't spell it to me, but Bast came up to him and said, them guys are looking for Halbach's body, they got to be looking further north. Tells me that Bast knew him, knew he used to be a cop, so it's not like it's, was any secret or anything like that. But apparently Bast had been in prison with Avery at some point. I have no idea. The only Bast I know is Michael. I remember him from was back at the PD yet. So they got the sense that with the third offense OWI pending, that was just a little unconscious or something like that.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Then I told him, the first thing that's going to happen if I pass it along, which I'll do, is they need to talk to you. He said, that's fine. I don't mind. I'll tell them. Yeah, I can give you some numbers and stuff too.
Why don't you give me his number? So David Bass spoke to Dick and told him that we should look for the body north farther.
Look further north, yeah.
Okay.
Dick went on to say that, and again, you'd have to talk to Dick about this, but the impression I got from Dick was he was referring to Crivets. But then shortly after, I was watching the 10 o'clock news, and I see you guys north of 147, so I don't know. That's for you guys to work on.
Sure. Yep.
682-2151.
682-2151.
Right.
Okay, and the guy's name was David Bast?
David Bast, B-A-S-T. Presumably he should turn up at least on prison time.
Okay.
Dick seemed to know him or know who he was or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
That's for you guys too.
We'll pass it on.
Very good.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Interesting tip. As far as we know, nothing came of it. I don't remember hearing anything else about this Bast person. So anyway, that's it for now. We've got a couple of calls. Also a few calls on the 11th, and then there's none for the 12th. I remember as we went through the 12th on for Calumet, and it was really pretty dead. It was just not much. Then we get into some other. I think I've got a couple of things that I got this compilation of when Avery's talking to Barb on the 18th about the fire when it was, and then I've got another compilation that I put together on Bobby. And then this call from Orville Jacobs, calls his brother. I did try to get all these calls because they say call. That when you look at the information, they got a lot of calls from this Orville Jacobs guy, and they refuse to give me anything. It's like they're saying, well, it's just the one call. Well, okay.
He's
I
the
don't think
one
so.
they put in to spy on Stephen.
Yeah, that's right. And then, of course, this last one is this Mark Williams message on KZ's voicemail. There's another call actually in the, if you look at the, when this got filed, there's another call that's attached in those exhibits. It's from Fallon. Maybe at some point I'll throw that in here too, but that might be in the miscellaneous list. I might have that in the miscellaneous list. I'd have to look. Anyway, let's call this one good. Get this off the screen, and I'm gonna pop up this photo, this photo that Cherie got of we were talking about this other call about them heading over to Fisherville and get that gone, and then we're going to share that one. Come on, Streamyard. Yeah, okay. All right. There's that.
I have a link to one that's bigger, and it shows where Cuss Road is, and you can see Avery Salvage Yard too. Not very well, but better than in this one.
Yeah, you put that up here in the.
I put that in because go ahead.
Yeah, in the honor text.
Oh, did I? I put the other one in because it labels where the quarry is. It's called Badgerland now, but back then it was Gradant and Manitowoc. And it just struck me as, we just found, two buckets of human bones in the quarry. Let's block that area off, So I don't know. It just seemed weird to me, especially since what's his name? Kratz didn't want to talk about him. Let
me see if I can get this other one up. It didn't want to load for a second, but it finally did.
I'm not good at maps, so it's pretty kindergarten, but
no, this is
as far as like labeling them and stuff,
I now understand exactly what the deal was. Old Y is like about the middle of the left side, which goes kind of straight across to Cuss Road.
If you can see my cursor here, there's Old Y right there. There's Old Y.
Yeah.
If you go back to Q, then down a little bit, I tried to mark it with 3 little dots. That's Cuss Road. And then, straight across is the ASY.
You talking about over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Cuss.
Oh, okay. I see here. Okay.
And
Gotcha.
You can see Avery Salvage Yard kind of mapped out just east of that.
Over here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Fisherville's at the bottom of this map, right, Sheree? Yeah, Fisherville Road. So, yep, that encompasses the quarries, Cuss Road. Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, Cherie. That gives us a better idea. And there's definitely another call where they are talking about heading up and blocking off another area. It wasn't this call.
Did they block off road like right immediately or soon after they found the RAV? Did they have didn't they have roads blocked off as well? No?
That came in very quickly.
I think they blocked off 147, and they had somebody sitting at Q and 147.
They did, and then they expanded that to include at least a couple more spots where they blocked access.
If you live,
yep, and over at Q at Jambo Creek, they did. So. Thank you for doing that, Cherie. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, okay. Any final thoughts? I need to load something else here for our end screen.
Did you get Mr. President's last question there?
I
You might have answered
did.
it.
I did not. I'm sorry. I missed it.
Okay.
What direction did he say to look? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember what it referred to, but
I don't either.
Well, Mr. President, if you can clear that up, maybe. Yeah, please clarify that. Maybe we can get an answer or something. What direction did he say to look? Oh, the David Bass call. North.
Oh, north.
Yeah.
But he was thinking they were talking about privets. That Bass was talking about privets.
Yeah.
But then he said, but then I see you're north of 147, so which would have been Michael's quarry.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's what he was talking about or.
Yeah, that call's a little weird, little. I'm sure they got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Sanders north.
Yeah, it's definitely north. Cherie and just Rhonda, and Jim went up there, and it's. What did you say it was, Cherie? Like 4 or 5 miles north? Not real far, but not real close either.
right. Yeah, I couldn't give you miles off the top of my head, but we, found the location that was on that card, but we could never find, the building or anything. It was a cornfield,
Oh, the house. The house that was supposed to be for sale. Yeah, 3302 Xander Road. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been back then, I guess, but.
Bast is a guy that was in prison with Stephen before he was exonerated.
Yeah.
So, I think he was talking about privets, I'm guessing. He's just shit.
Yeah. As far as we know, nothing ever came from that. So.
Yeah. Why would Stephen have mentioned Xander Road, long before any of this?
Well, that sign that's in that for sale sign where that was written on the back of that in his house was. Some people said that was written by somebody else. I don't know that. I don't know if it was.
Who knows? Yeah.
Well, we do know for sure that Stephen was looking at real estate.
Right.
So I don't know if that was something that he had looked up and just written down. Who the hell knows?
Mm-hmm. Don't know. I'd like somebody to ask Stephen about that.
Yeah, if we could remember,
Yeah.
No offense to Stephen or anybody in the Avery family, but they have a terrible memory. I mean, a lot of people do. It's just a fact of life. I'm the same way about certain things. If something's not an event, I'm probably not going to nail it down in my brain as to when something happened. I'm just not. Most people don't.
Yeah.
So,
well, these calls today, Jack, it just, reiterates how much is still missing from this investigation.
Yes, that's right.
And it's so frustrating.
It's very frustrating. And the lack of response from these various agencies are stonewalling me anyway. I can't say they're treating everyone the same, but I just know how I'm getting treated like not good. Not good at all. Anyway, it's time for us to get out of here and have some, I think, baked chicken and a baked potato.
Oh, Betty.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's right. Be thinking about, if you guys want to do something, Doc's going to take a couple of weeks off. You guys want to do something on Saturday night, we can talk about whatever. Talk about another case
Okay.
for all I care. We can talk about another case for all I care. Maybe throw a few
Okay.
things up. Or we
Maybe
can talk about.
the Sandra, what's her name? Birchmore.
See, I know so little about that case. I can't even talk about it intelligently. I've seen a
All
little
you
bit
have
on
to
X.
do is listen to the press conference. Yeah.
If you
And
have a link,
also,
if you have a link, send it to me.
I will. And also or read the probable cause.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Uh.
And that's right there, with where the Karen Reed case is going on. It's some of the same players.
Oh yeah, I knew it was in that area. I'd
Yeah.
gotten that from Nosy, but because
She
she's
actually lived in the same town.
wow.
Yeah.
So we got some of the same actors in the Birchmore case that's in the Karen Reed
Yes.
case. Oh my God.
Yes. We do.
Well, that's yeah. I remember seeing that now from Nosy. I do. But she put something up last night that I didn't really understand, and I didn't have the time to dive into it. So
She posted the probable cause affidavit.
Nosy did.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
office.
Okay, I'll dig it out. We'll take a look at it.
I'll
And
just send you a link.
if we can find the press conference too, that would be good. We can play that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else that anybody wants to talk about? Another case or whatever. We can talk about this case for all I care. It doesn't matter, but something to keep the conversation going. That's the goal. Questions, always questions. Some way, I'd like to thank everyone for tagging along, going through these key calls. Good questions, good comments. Susan and Sheree, of course. And everybody that's going to listen later, they don't have time to listen now. They got other stuff going on. I totally get it. Still summertime, warm outside and so forth.
Justin's asking about Scott Peterson.
Yeah, the Lacey Peterson. Yeah, the Lacey Peterson documentary. I've definitely watched. Jeff Jones and I did and Susan and Kay came along and we did a good review of that. And then there's another one on Peacock that tells Scott Peterson's version of events.
Story.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, it's I understand he wants out, but
I say test all the DNA.
I'm with you. Test it all. That's right. I mean, there are questions that are brought up that we really don't hear anything about until now, which I have a problem with that. It could be completely unrelated. If it's unrelated, test it, get it out of the way, be done with it. Finality. I think he did kill Lacey and Connor. That's my personal opinion. But we have to acknowledge that there's no physical evidence to connect him. There's a ton of really bad circumstantial evidence, though. Oh my God! But a lot of things that are tied to Lacey are derived from the neighbor. This Karen, what's her last name?
I don't know. Is that the one that let the dog in or something?
Yes. This 10/18 time frame that she put the dog back into their property and closed the gate, so the dog's in the backyard. Everything is centered around that, and if she's wrong about that time, which she's got a receipt from the store, so unless she's completely off about that time, everything is centered around that time frame. So that was called into question in the Scott Peterson documentary on Peacock. This van that they found anyway, those are good questions. We can talk about that too. We can definitely talk about both of them. But Jeff and I have done a really good review of those. Hey, if the guy's innocent, if there's some other DNA involved, that something that was just kind of ignored by the police, hey, we need to find out what that is. I'm with Susan. Test it all. There's even a question. Test it.
I immediately, or I don't know, automatically have always thought he was guilty, but it's like I'm just going by what we've been presented, by the media. So I shouldn't come to that conclusion without seeing, the evidence myself, like we have with Stephen.
Well, I mean, I found that website, and it's got thousands of documents and photos and that they took. It's just an extent, and the phone calls between Scott and Amber Fry, thousands.
Whose website is it? Scott's or?
I really don't really know. I can send you the
link.
link.
Is it pro Scott or pro?
No, it's just the evidence. It's just the court documents. It's just got everything listed. There may be I don't know. There may be a blog there that I haven't read. I just went to the documentation.
Okay, I'm behind, so I haven't watched your cover on it yet, but I will. And
yeah, it's got just thousands of photographs. It's got I don't know how many phone calls between, because they recorded almost 30 hours of phone calls between Scott and Amber. It's crazy. And the things that how he acted. Anyway, we can talk about it another time.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing if there's anything else. I think that's all we've got. So anyway, again, I'd like to thank everybody for jumping in. Good conversation, whether it's about these cases, other cases, whatever. Our drive is always for the truth. Make up your own mind. Look at the material. Make your own decisions. Don't listen to us if you don't believe it. What I say or Susan says or Doc or make up your own mind, and we're okay with that. Just stay civil. Just have a conversation. We don't have anything in this. So, with that said, I'm going to tell everybody it's time for dinner, and this has been Firefly Production.